well, you're both playing characters who have kind of had to reluctantly face up to adulthood in this film. I was just wondering how much you could relate to those characters in real life.
I've embraced adulthood with open arms. I love being grown up. I'm happier now at 43 than I was when I was 23, I think, just because I'm more contented and I think I've achieved a lot of things that I wanted to achieve. And, for us, I think we're not at all like those guys, or certainly not like Gary.
I think it's probably...
Nick?
I think it's probably a great compliment to our acting skills that people imagine that we're those characters, because we're not at all, I think we have been those characters at certain points in our lives, and that's not me just being my characters. I've been Simon's before and vice versa. But it's, it just happened. It has to happen.
When we did Shaun of the Dead...
I haven't finished, sorry. If you don't grow up, you become Gary King.
Yeah.
I finished.
When we did Shaun of the Dead, we were closer at that time to being Shaun and Ed than we are now. That we probably 5 years before had been a little bit like Shaun and Ed. Now we've been adults for a very long time, and there's something to be said for growing up, and there's something to be said for looking back. It's just you can't do too much of either. If you look back too much, then you've got nowhere to go. If you've grown up too much, you've forgotten what it's like to have fun. So it's finding a middle ground.
Well, I read somewhere, Simon, that used to be a bit of a goth yourself. It must have been quite fun to put those boots on again.
Oh, I loved it. The only thing I would have changed about the way Gary dressed in terms of... I would have worn a very pointed winkle picker. But with the stunts that we had to do, I didn't want to,
You'd have killed someone.
Stab someone in the solar plexus.
And the two of you kind of switch roles in this compared to in a sense that usually it's you keeping Nick in check. And in this, it's almost Nick keeping Simon in check. I'm just wondering the decision behind that.
Well, I think we're very aware, and we try to do it in Paul slightly, where we change up. But we don't want people to say, "Oh, there's the same guys again doing the same film." It's important to us that when we do a film, be it me and Simon or the three of us together, it's something that people want to watch. And if it is the same thing, people will not want to watch it.
And I thought that we get to see both of you beat the crap out of a lot of people. They must have been quite fun, but also quite tough to shoot, those big fight scenes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we had an incredible stunt coordinator and fight choreographer in the shape of Brad Allen, who is one of Jackie Chan's stunt team and an extraordinary martial artist and human being. And his stunt team, Damien Walters and his guys, really put us through our paces, trained us up rigorously, and we were shooting fight sequences that were taking over a week to film, and it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the chance to fight 10 men at once and not get punched is a treat.
And do the people's elbow as well.
And do the people's elbow, yeah. I think there's also a lovely big choke slam as well later on.
The Rock actually retweeted our trailer when it first came out, so I can't wait for Dwayne Johnson to see the movie and see us paying a huge tribute to him.
Maybe Vince McMahon will contact me to say, hey, you fancy coming in?
Courtney Lund.
I was just wondering, so when you first started Space, which does play out many times as like a homage to kind of cinema, I was just wondering, could you ever envisage that one day, you'd be sitting here in Claridge's discussing your third big feature film made as a trio?
Yes.
No. when we made Space, we were kind of we never thought, oh, this is a great way to get into films. We never knew that we would. I mean, even when we made Shaun of the Dead, we didn't know we'd actually get to do it again. We didn't know this was the beginning of a film career. We feel very lucky and blessed that we're sitting in Claridge's talking about this movie.
But we don't take this for granted, by the way. I think
these mics.
It's that we don't take these microphones for granted. How else would you hear us? I think if you're going into this business to think we are going to be successful movie stars who get flown premium economy wherever we go, you're in trouble. I get flown premium. You're in trouble if you're going to go into it thinking, I want to make a film and I love making films and I love film, then that's the best way to do it, Because we've always said this is about the long game. It's not about doing this and then going to Hollywood to work on big franchise movies. We're in this for the long game, and we make films that we like to watch, essentially.
My final question is I'm just wondering, what's the most amount of pints either of you or both of you ever managed in one session? Because Edgar's was quite disappointing, just 4.
I've probably done a few times 16 or 20.
That's not bad.
With shots and stuff in between.
I think I've only managed about 12, probably, and that was probably on a Paddy's day with Guinness over a period of about 8 hours.
Oh, you know what? Weddings, you just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
at Graham Linehan's wedding.
You can go from 10 a.m. till 4 a.m. the next day, can't you?
I think I had 14 pints of Guinness at Graham Linehan's wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.